Good evening and welcome to episode 3 of Life After a Suicide Attempt. This episode, one of the things I was debating on doing is I was debating making this episode more conceptual, more education-based, more information-based. But I attended an event on Saturday. I attended an Out of the Darkness campus walk as a part of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They had a walk at the community college that I went to, and seeing multitudes marching with a mutual mission of preventing suicide and sending support to those who have dealt with it either directly or indirectly, who are recovering, who are affected by it, who have lost somebody by it. Seeing all of us marching in unison was something that I had to bring up with this episode. One of the things that happens with suicide prevention, with the stigmas and shame that are attached to even really discussing suicide, even discussing mental abnormalities, even discussing really struggles that one person might have or that some person has. One of the things that happens is isolation. With the stigmas and shame that are attached to even discussing suicide in the public sphere, when it becomes, we don't talk about this here, we don't bring that up, that's something that's too deep an emotional topic, we can't talk about that here. When that happens, that perpetuates isolation. Because when we don't talk about it, somebody that's going through it, that's either considering it, that's affected directly or indirectly, that has lost somebody because of suicide, that has been affected by it, when isolation happens because we don't talk about it, resources become diminished. Resources for support become diminished. Seeing all of us mutually marching together was a direct, defiant announcement to that stigma of isolation, to that stigma of, we don't talk about that here, we don't discuss that. It was a direct announcement proclaiming that we will not stay silent in this, because any silence that we have makes it more difficult for people to receive support, for people to receive advocacy, for those in recovery to receive support, for those that have lost somebody, to those who are affected directly or indirectly. Staying silent prevents support from going to them. And it also prevents us from sharing our stories. One of the things that I saw at this event was that those who have been affected by suicide, they will do whatever they possibly can to assist others, to assist supporting others as much as they can. Because they don't want somebody to go through what they've gone through without knowing that there are supportive networks for them. Attending this event, marching with others in unison with a mutual mission of preventing suicide while also providing support for those who are affected by it, either past or present, was an experience that I cannot adequately describe in any vocabulary. I cannot adequately describe. See, I'm stumbling over my words because I'm thinking about the experience of it all. I'm thinking about just the astonishment within the experience of marching with hundreds of other people, with tens, with hundreds, with thousands, with so many other people that are all affected by this mutual struggle, with this mutual affliction, with this mutual ache, with this mutual topic that we take on, that we want to do whatever we can, that we are driven to do whatever we can to not only erode at suicide, but also to eradicate suicide itself. What I saw at this event was that in the midst of support, isolation cannot continue. When we are united, shoulder to shoulder with others, when we are united next to others, when we are in the presence of other people who are mutually affected by something we're affected by, then we know that hope is not hyperbole. We know that there's a supportive network that we can reach out towards.